Hello. In this segment, we're going to take a look at specific roles and responsibilities relating to service operation. In previous recordings, we talked about generic roles for service and process owners, process managers, and practitioners. Please refer to that video or your core publication as indicated in the lower right-hand corner for generic roles and responsibilities. But as it relates to specific roles, we're going to start first with event management. And specific for the process owner is the support for the tools. So think about the technology that's going to be required not only for monitoring and measuring what kind of monitoring clients will we need, but the event correlation and the integration of knowledge management that the process owner would have to ensure support over, and the process manager would ensure operationally is available and being performed in order to monitor, manage, measure, and report on events on a day-to-day basis. There typically isn't an event manager, but the procedures, policies, activities, and the integration of the tools has to be coordinated and controlled. As it relates to functions, the service desk really is not involved in event management unless there's an incident that's triggered by an exception. But the technical and application management functional teams are very heavily involved in event management, and they will ensure that that overall solution with the infrastructure and the architectures, as well as be involved with the instrumentation, test, and validation of the tool throughout the change management and transition activities. And then IT operations management function, the operators would be performing the event management, monitoring, measuring, reporting on those events following your operating procedures, either from the NOC, Network Operations Center, or more commonly today referred to as the operations bridge, because today we're monitoring performance broader in scope than just the network. As it relates to incident management, specific roles for the incident manager is not only to ensure the effectiveness of the process and that it's fit for purpose, but how many people did it take us to resolve that incident? How much time did it take us? Ultimately, what did it cost us? So the incident manager role for incident management will be managing first and second line staff, and that's unique to incident management, whereby first line staff are those service desk agents that own the incident from start to finish, the complete life cycle. And the second and third line support staff are those technically astute individuals who would be investigating and getting the diagnosis and ultimately resolving the incident. In request fulfillment, there are some specific roles for the request manager, not only coordinating all of the interfaces and the resources for request fulfillment, but they will actually participate in the CAB for any impact on the request fulfillment workflow, or perhaps for new request fulfillment procedures that are being requested in your organization. Unlike the analyst for request fulfillment, who is that single point of contact, again, the owner of the request, and ensures not only that they're logged, but will be communicating with the requester throughout that process. This might be performed by the service desk agent who's performing a dual role of request fulfillment and incident management. So the service desk staff will initially handle the service request, but those logistics and the fulfillment workflow could be either external suppliers, such as, let's say that a new hire needs a cell phone. We would have to incorporate external suppliers potentially in that fulfillment procedure, as well as procurement, facilities management, or other internal functional teams, depending upon what the request in the fulfillment procedure is. And you might have a portion of the incident management team that's dedicated to handle requests, or as mentioned therefore, the service desk agents may be performing a dual role for incident and request fulfillment. Specific to problem management, the problem manager role owns the known air database. So that's unique to problem management. And the problem manager will also conduct major problem reviews. That is a post-mortem on an all hands on deck type of problem that perhaps impacted your organization. And they'll look at what did we do poorly, what did we do good, and how can we do better. But most importantly, getting to how can we prevent that problem from ever occurring again. And your problem analyst are those individuals that would be investigating the problems and documenting the root cause and the solution in the known air database. And also, the problem analyst would be provisioning workarounds to the service desk to support incident management. And then comes those roles that are specific to access management. And in access management, we need to authenticate that the individual is who they say they are. So there will be specific workflows that have to be followed. And the process owner is going to be involved not only in the design of the process, but those workflows and procedures that have to be followed in order to ensure and authenticate that only those who are authorized get access to what they're requesting. And then the process manager would be managing the support of that management and the infrastructure. These might be a combined role, but think about the infrastructure that has to be managed both from a design perspective and from an operational perspective. Things like LDAP, identity management, and maybe integration into HR records to authenticate an employee ID and things of that nature. So these roles will be working very closely with security management to ensure the security policies relating to granting access. So the function of the service desk is going to receive and validate those requests, and then the technical and application management teams would be involved in creating, designing those solutions and mechanisms for that integration with other tools and technology, as well as testing and validating them and programming them in the service transition activities. And of course, IT operations management would perform the day-to-day activities. Thank you so much for listening. We look forward to seeing you in class.